my dear colleagues. So, the theme of my speech is actually, I hate this word too, Sonia, visualization of regression coverage with automated test in Allure. So, the theme is actually not good sounding, so I decided to make it a bit more poetic and do it like this. How we clean the mess and make things beautiful. Or even, I think, better like this, using default features of Allure TMS. So, this is standard slide with information about me. So let me ask you, is there any mobile testers here who are testing mobile? One lady? No one, really? Two? Three? Alfina? Thank you. So maybe you tell me what the latest major iOS or Android version now on market? 15 iOS or Android? iOS 17 actually. 17, but Android, yes, you're right. So I started testing mobiles in 2015. It was 8 years ago, and the same year iOS 9, I believe, were introduced, and Android Marshmallow. Just to tell you how long it was ago. So this is the iPhone 6s, I believe, with iPhone 6s Plus, the top-notch phone from that period. So I'm testing Exness, testing it since 2017, and also I passed the certification STQB Advanced Technical Test Analyst. Someone believe it's cool, someone not, but anyway, it's just a fun fact from my biography. All good? Thank you. So, let me tell you about the Exness Trader mobile application, which I am testing for a lot of time, actually. As you might notice from the name, this is the app for traders to trade, with a lot of trader stuff inside. Like we have a few times of trading terminals, different trading accounts, some assets, a lot of assets actually, currency pairs, indices, stocks, metals, commodities. We also have, I think, around, let's say, plus 100 local and global payment system inside our application. Also, like things like partnership programs, analytic tools, and some other stuff which made us the market leader in our field. And also, there are some more information about our application. So we can find our application in more than 100 countries and territories, app stores and Android stores. We have currently more than, I'm very bad in English numbers actually, 400,000 active traders. And our daily active users, let's say 250,000. So it's actually only mobile daily active users. We exclude the web from this kind of stuff. So let me tell you about the story of the application. There were, for the long time, there were only one team and two QAs. One QA for Android and another QA for iOS. We implement features, test them, release. Implement, test, release. And it all went for a while until the app became really big and complicated. And when we got transformed. For now, we have 5 developer teams. We have around 20, 30, 14 QAs who is constantly working on our application, and we release one platform per week. So here things start being a bit messy. So let me explain in example. When I started making these slides 2 weeks ago, I made a screenshot from our Allure project, which shows how many total test cases we have. So a bit less than 1,000. Yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before yesterday, I decided to make screenshots again, and you see plus 50, 60 52 test cases for a short period of time. And the main thing worth to mention that major part, the biggest part of those cases, not like simple tests like adding some numbers or special symbol to password fields. It's actually hardcore, complicated end-to-end tests. And keeping in mind all the stuff I said before about the one release per platform, a few 100,000 active users with money who constantly trade. Well, yes, this info. And came a question, how not to screw everything up. How? How to continue delivery quality application and well-tested application for our beloved customers in our circumstances. So we came to this solution. So three parts of this: test case prioritization, test case automation, and collaborative regression. So I think you agree with me that 1,000 test cases is too much to test it every week. And to reduce the amount of the cases, we decided to prioritize them. So now each time choose cases which we're gonna use for regression and which are not. So the second is automation. We decided, well, actually it's a normal thing, to automate part of the regression set. And others which cannot be automated, will perform manually. What we will do it, we call it collaborative regression. So each of those teams who developing the application, they has their own field of responsibility. But the question, how to do it with Allure? We decided to use tags. It's actually common thing in Allure. Maybe for most of you is normal and you know about it, but for us, we decided to do it like this. So, for example, to separate regression checks, we use obviously tag regression, and this allows us to reduce amount to third. So only third of the total test cases are constantly running during regression test. So we perform actually careful analysis of all cases and choose those one. Second, for automation, we use those tags. So we have a weekly QA meeting in which, among other things, we are making decisions what to automate and what to not automate, what not to automate. The case became candidate. The manual case became candidate if we are planning to automate them. If the case is automated for example, for Android, but not automated for iOS, he has two tags: candidate and Android. And using filters, we somehow moving and grooving those cases. So, and the final solution is collaborative regression testing. It means that each team has his own set of cases which they check every regression. Actually, recently we decided to go a bit further. We want our testers to know the product better, and for example, we wanted our traders, our QAs, to know our product better, and we decided to swap test cases between the teams. For example, trading team won't be checking terminal and trading in the next release. They will be checking something around partnership, user acquisition, or something different. And we believe it helps our colleagues understand the product better. In other words, let me rephrase a famous quote from the guy, I think it's called Syndrome. And when everyone's super, no one will be. So if every tester knows product well, above area of responsibility is very good for business. I hope I make myself clear. So for this collaborative regression, we use text too. So we make our test plans and separate cases for each team. By the way, this is our team's name. But anyway, let me tell you how we can visualize, собственно, sorry for Russian. Meanwhile, how to say собственно in English? Okay, never mind. So let us come back to the actual theme of the speech, visualization of regression. But first of all, in ideal world of testing, the test case life cycle should look like this. So the case draft, when it review it, became manual, became candidate, when he became automated, and when we opt out of this case, let's say it became updated. But actually, more often scenario is like this. Case stays manual forever. Or it could be like this on Android only, but also like this. Automated on both platforms, but we cannot do anything with it. So, as I told you before, manual could stay manual forever or become candidate. Candidate in his turn could become automated on iOS or automated on Android, or ideally both automated iOS and Android. Also, we added iOS only, Android only tags for platform specific stuff. And using these tags and default Allure AQL, I believe they call expressions, we can make something like this. So this is the whole dashboard we're using now. I'll explain this in details. So you see, top line is iOS, bottom line is Android, and how we get it. So simple expression like tag equal to regression and tag non-equal to Android only, we got total number of iOS tests. This is forever manual test is for iOS. This is it's Android manual test, yes. So I believe you got the idea. It's the same graph for another platform. And here is list of all expression we used. They're actually quite simple. They different from each other, only some text. So not so complicated as you might see. And here is how to set up the exact digit in Allure. Yes, quick recap. If you add some text for your test cases, you will be able to build beautiful graphs, which your colleagues or managers would probably like, or maybe don't. But for someone, it may seem that there are too many graphs. Actually, we can make it a bit less. So let's say 2 graphs, so 1 graph per platform. But for this, we need to perform some magic in advance. First of all, we need to obtain the admin privileges in Allure and create a custom work flow for test cases. But we need anyway some tags for divide and conquer, regression to separate only regression cases, and platform-specific cases to separate each platform from another. And as you may see, these expressions are quite simple, as those one we saw previously. And that's basically it, actually. So now you have 2 options how to visualize your regression coverage. And what's the best for you is actually totally your decision. We decided to keep the big amount of graphs here, so the right option. And quick recap, in today's slides we saw how to use tags for prioritizing your test cases, how to use text for collaborative, it's a lot of different words here, for collaborative regression, and how to use text for fancy graphs. And also we knew how to use test case statuses for least amount of those fancy graphs. And basically that's it. You can ask me questions if you have. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Do you track in your bugs in Allure Test Ops using defects tab? So you can just use regex just to cover some common errors that you can check with your tests. And then you need some graphs to check how many errors for the specific test case can occur. So how can you do it?
Actually, we don't do it. We perform the regression testing, and at the end we got the graph. For example, from 300 cases we had, 7 were failed, and they read. And I believe all the guys they are putting the link to a bug.
But we need the specific, maybe, just when your automated tests fails. So you get a slack classification and
Yes.
with a specific error of every test. And you can check in the week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks about specific cases, and the type of errors that occur to specific cases. So how can you build this graph? Do you use Postgres that comes with test ops?
The problem is we don't build it. We don't track it during the time. So, for example, we know some problems in our application. They are occurring in some circumstances. Known problems, we call it. So, and there's no make sense for us to track it during time. We just knew that, for example, it would be fixed in next or in a sprint in dedicated team.
Okay, for every test failure, you are creating an issue. Or maybe if issue is created, it's marked as known issue.
For every manual running test, actually, for failed
automated, it can be flaky.
Yes. So we don't create an issue for the failed automated test, only for manual.
Okay, I got.
But and usually we actually we can just type the message to a developer without any. If the problem is small, for example, like missing string in Vietnamese or bad align of the button, it's easier to send him a message because we have a central communication channel, releases it's called, and everyone waiting for the release, and everyone is
pushing the release.
Yes, trying to make everything he had to do to make release faster.
Okay.
Thank you for the question.
Hi, so my name is Pavel. Thank you for your speech.
Thank you.
So I would like to share with you my experience. You told us that you separated cases between teams. Yeah.
Yes.
According to my experience, it's not such a good idea because QA, which is responsible for the whole application, started to think that they're responsible only for one part. And how can we solve this problem? So we just we make this responsible of regression for all the testers, QA testers. So, for example, this one part of the application belongs to one team, and for another team, and so on. But if we're talking about regression, all of the QAs, they should know how to make it. So only one QA should be responsible for regression before release. Because if you divide it into several parts, it sounds like a ping pong between QAs. Because, for example, they found some bug, they just give it to another QAs. They just say it's not our responsibility, and looks like a ping pong. So, according to my experience, it's better not to divide all of the cases, and especially during the regression time.
Understood. Thank you. But in our
Sorry, could you speak more louder, please?
More louder. I can do it like that. Okay. It's not our option. We don't play in ping pong. So, for example, the stakeholders waiting release till Friday, and everyone knows the stakeholders is waiting release till Friday. We start on Tuesday, and usually we don't ping pong the tasks. So if we found bug, we know in which area, and we exactly know who made this and who will fix it. It's working for now. I don't know if it will work in future, but it worked maybe a bit less than a year. And now the main goal for us is make all QAs unicorns, so they could test any part of the application. Because we have trading, we have user acquisition, we of course we have the core QA for mobile. It's my team. I work there. We call it mobile platform. And actually, we are responsible for the release. It's the last word from us. Should we release or should we don't? But every guy and girl in our team, he knows exactly what to do. And
So, okay, I see. And one question. So if your team is responsible for the whole release, so you something like say to other teams, so give me a report, and is everything okay? It's approved from one team to another team and third team, and you says if you see all of these reports, for example, are green, it means for you that yeah, we can release, or you make some maybe end-to-end testing before releasing. I mean, some core end-to-end testing, or you just believed other teams.
No, of course we have a core functionality like, for example, registration with first deposit, registration from partner link, and so on and so far. I can tell you everything now because we are under NDA. So the core team, we took the cases which are coming through all the application. They including trading, they including deposits, they including user acquisition. But the small part of the acquisition or trading performed by other teams. But yes, we are performing all the through cases, through the app cases.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.